Here is my 1995 RM125 project dirt bike, which I've been working on for a while now, and I am doing a frame-up build on. I decided to throw the motor in here and see how it's going to look. I got it hooked up back there, and I'm going to do the top end while the motor's in the bike. Pretty much, I got the whole bottom end rebuilt, and I split the cases and then put them back together. The gears are all shifting smoothly, and everything spins smoothly. Got the clutch all torqued down. I am going to have to take this cover back off to hook back onto the power valve thing that goes through here, because it did fall off when I was trying to mess with the motor and put it in there. So I'm going to take that back off, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal, hopefully. But right now, I'm going to put the top end together and hopefully do the first start tonight. I'm just going to cut once I have all this done. I have the cylinder over here, and I just got to get the fresh gasket and seal stuff on there. It's getting kind of late out right now, and I want to get this started before it gets too dark. So I'm just going to chop, get this done quick, so it will hopefully still be light out by the time I can do a first start. Let's do it. See you in 1 second. Alrighty, so about next day later, got the whole top end together. We got everything set together. I got the stator side on over here, and I also checked to make sure I had spark, and I put the new spark boot on. It's got pretty good spark in my opinion. I think it should be good, just good. And yeah, so pretty much motor is all set. I got some transmission oil in here to let it soak in there just for a little bit, and it's cranking over pretty smooth. I got the reeds over here on and the carb, and then I also put the fresh brand new air filter in here. Oiled it up, and yes, this is how it's cranking over. But I got the whole clutch stuff set up down here. You can see the clutch cable was all put together. Greased it up in here quite a bit since they did not put any grease in there, and it was like literally chewing through the actual mount. And it was almost kind of destroyed, so I fixed that and got some grease in there, but it's looking pretty good right now. Right now, I have a whole coolant tube kit right now that I'm putting on. I got both the radiators off, as you can see, and I'm pretty much just replacing all the tubes quick. I went to the store and got all these mounts to mount the tubes and stuff, and keep them on there and keep them nice and sealed. So, pretty much, I will get back to you guys once I get these on, since I really do want to try to get this thing running tonight and ride it tomorrow around my yard potentially. Left side radiator back on. Alright, so I'm out here getting the new tubes on and stuff, and I'm trying to put the one on down there, and as I'm trying to put it on here, the welds on the radiator just break off the bracket. So, radiator is just flapping around free right now. And I noticed back here it has that whole thing right there and that thing there, and it has whatever on there. And I figured that I could probably take that and make my own mount out of it. I have these old Tusk handguards that came off of this bike. I got them on it when I first got the bike, and they're like $60 on Amazon. They're kind of pieces of crap. They're beat to crap, and I'm not gonna drill them into the bars there because that would look horrible. And yeah, so pretty much my plan is I'm quickly gonna screw off the plastic cover here, and you see it's an aluminum bar back here, and it's pretty straight, and it's actually adjustable there too. So what I'm going to actually do is take that off and take a saw right here and cut it off. And so it's just the bar. And then I have this extra piece over here, which I'm not going to use for anything probably. But I have this whole extra bar right here, and I'm going to connect the radiator to the bracket with that. And hopefully that works. Alright, so I just got a quick line mark down on here of where I'm going to cut it, as you can see. And this is just the saw I'm going to be using. It's just a simple hand saw. It's going to take me a couple minutes, but I'm going to get to sawing now. It took a lot of time, a lot more than I expected, and a lot of effort, but I have the piece cut off of it, and it's pretty good, honestly. It looks like it should fit perfectly. I'm going to throw some bolts and stuff in there quick and make sure it fits. So this is kind of what it's going to look like, right? And it's just going to hold that in place, which already it's doing good. I don't even have a bolt in here on the other side yet. I got to find a small enough bolt for that, which is going to be kind of difficult. But I found something good to fit over here that's pretty thick and should hold on pretty tight. And yeah, so I'm going to try and find a nut for this quick. And yeah, wish me luck, I guess. I'm just going to use a drill bit and drill this hole bigger, and then use a tap and die set to tap it and make it bigger for a bigger, stronger bolt that I can put through it rather than just that flimsy little screw. Alrighty, so this is how the radiator stabilizes right now. It's a lot better than before. So pretty much the top part is kind of just held on by the hose right here, which I would want to put a bolt through here or something to try to hold it in a little bit better. But I honestly definitely don't think I need to for the first ride, since I got the bracket set up back here, and it looks actually pretty nice. It's nice, kind of small. You don't really notice it, but it really holds up pretty nicely. I just put a bolt through over here, and then the nut on this end, and then I kind of did the opposite over here. Put the bolt through this side into here, and the nut on in here, and it works pretty well. But yeah, it holds pretty stable. Now I'm just going to go ahead and throw in all the rest of the coolant hoses, since I actually fixed the radiators, thankfully, with my redneck engineering, because I literally just cut down my hand guards that I had and turned them into a mount for my radiators. Pretty good idea. Yeah. All right, now let's finally get these. Now let's get all this on here. Finally. Alrighty, so pretty much this thing should technically be ready for the first start, which I am going to do tomorrow, since my friend Jerry is coming over, and we are going to ride that dirt bike over there a little bit, and hopefully ride this thing around a little bit. But so pretty much everything done right now to get it ready for the first start is I got the radiators on, I got all of the brand new fresh coolant hoses on there with new mounting clamps and everything. Got the fresh spark plug, I got the fresh spark boot over here. All the motors put together, everything's torqued down to the torque spec. It spins pretty good and shifts through all the gears. I'm going to have to move the shifter down. It's already pretty weird. You have to put it really low in these bikes for some reason. But got the fresh air filter in here. The Uni, whatever, the red air filters. Got the fresh grips. Got the clutch all hooked up. Spinning nice and greased up and smooth. Gotta still fix this front brake, but the rear brake is working and tightened down. See, it's working. But I am pretty much ready to do the first start. I just gotta torque this down on here to about 50 foot-pounds, I believe it is. I will double check that before I do it. But that is when I'm gonna ride it, so I'll do that tomorrow. And yeah, so let's just put some coolant in here and make sure nothing's leaking and it's all good before, and then I'll leave it overnight and kind of just let it sit, and then if there's any leaks, I will see the leaks. So I'm only putting half this jug, well, the rest of this jug in, which was only half, so. Wow. Did I really fill it? No way. Holy crap. I only needed half this container to fill 2 radiators and this whole motor. That's actually kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I was gonna need a full container. That's why I got a whole nother container of coolant somewhere laying around here. I think it actually might still be in the truck, but yeah, Yeah, it's nice and full in there now. Okay, well, put the cap on there. Cap's all on. Check cranking this over and see. Alrighty, I'm gonna come back to this in the morning. Pretty much I have coolant in all the lines. Radiator's nice and filled up with coolant. I'm home from school now. As you guys can see, I already tossed the tank on, the shrouds. Everything is all hooked up. I got the fresh coolant hose cut right there. And I also have the fresh 32-to-1 mixture right here. 2-stroke oil and gas, which I put in a little extra oil in there just because it's a braking cycle. So let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna put the new fuel line on with some clamps, put the seat on, get the spark plug stuff all set up, and it should be ready for the first start. This is scary. Oh, carb's filling up. I don't see it leaking at all. No, it's not leaking yet. Alright, quickly, I'm just going to pop the exhaust onto here. And I'm not going to show you that because that's kind of a boring part. But, yeah, so I got seal and stuff here. Got the exhaust washer and springs. So, yeah, I'll be right back once I get all these on. Alrighty, everything's all together. Exhaust, top end, motor, everything is in the bike. Everything's cranked down. Got gas in it. So, guess actually now it's time for the first start. This is scary. That was not cool. As you guys saw, the RM125 did start up, and it sounded amazing. Still have to order some parts, because I can't even ride it right now without a chain guide. I don't want to damage my swing arm. And as you can see, it's already pretty damaged. So I've got some stuff that I'm going to order quick for this bike. It is the next day right now, and I'm not really doing anything. My friend just left, and now it's time to work on this thing. But as you guys can see, this thing is already torn apart and all this stuff. And the reason for that is because it will not idle. The problem with it right now is that it rides, like it starts up and it gets throttle, but then it starts rev bombing and I have to slam the kill switch and shut it off. And it refuses to idle too. So I was super confused, but I decided to take a look at the carb since it was leaking and put some gasket maker on the seal on there. So I came over here and I took my carb apart over here, took the throttle stuff off and everything, twisted it here, and everything looks nice and clean in there. And you notice there's nothing here. And is there even anything in there? Okay, never mind, that one's still in there. So, took the bowl out, and this is what I see. That's my main jet. So I think that thing was running a little bit rich. Yeah. So I'm just gonna tighten that in there a bit better this time. And yeah, put it together and hopefully it works pretty good. Alright, let's get it on. Alrighty, well I guess I'm not getting this back together. I actually put my main jet in, which is a 180, and the second I got the wrench on it, it's just sheared off. So that's not even gonna twist in there anymore. And I was able to get it out with our extractor kit right there. So I guess I gotta order that on eBay now, while I order a chain guide and everything else. So I guess I'm not gonna get this back together today. I guess I'm just gonna put the screws back in for the bowl and just slide the slide in there, seal it, put the seat on, just kind of cover the stuff up while it sits for a couple days only, hopefully. But yeah, now I gotta order some more parts for it. I mean, what do you expect? It's 30 years old. A lot of stuff's gonna be weak. Well, I guess this is gonna be the end of the video. I got my 95 RM125 started and didn't get it to idle because my main jet fell out into the bowl of the carb. But I mean, yeah, full motor rebuild, and overall, I love the way this thing looks. I can't wait to ride this, but I still gotta get the whole stuff set up. It's gonna be a little bit more work, and I still gotta rebuild those forks over there. So there is still gonna be another video on this thing. This thing is taking a lot of work to get done, but it's super cool and it's a very fun little project. I really like this little redneck thing I came up with. This thing holds very well, actually, better than I thought it would. So yeah, guess that's gonna be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like the build and you enjoyed. Leave a like down below. Turn on the bell for post notifications if you haven't already, so you can see some more W videos on all the bikes and stuff I build. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much for watching the video. Peace.